Hey y'all, it's Diane with Shawcraft One and my old barn door, and I'm playing today, so I thought I would let you guys come along and play with me. You see my big mess here. So I'm making tags. So what I'm doing is I'm taking book pages that, like I cut these out of flower books that I have. And so I'm taking my scraps and my leftover book pages and I'm using them to make tags with. So I just went through and I found, like, see, this is pretty on this side. This, not so pretty. Also, it's really thin. Sorry about the camera shake. Hopefully it'll quit shaking. So I thought, how can I use these, make them pretty, and use them for tags in books? So I thought I'd just show you what I'm doing. So I'm just turning this over and taking my handy dandy little glue stick here. You know, it's so sophisticated. And I just picked a pile, like I showed y'all in my last video. You know, I had this, and you can see I've gone through quite a bit in my little box of scraps. So I just pulled some out of the box, threw them on my desk, and I thought, okay, we're just going to get creative today. So I'm just loading this up with glue, and you'll see why in a minute that I don't mind it being a glue stick. Because sometimes, you know, you worry with a glue stick, well, is that glue going to be strong enough to hold and, you know, do what I want it to do? So, but I'm going to show you what else I'm going to do to these so that you're not going to have to worry about whether the glue stick is going to hold up or not. So, I'm just picking up a piece of paper and laying it on here. These are kind of like my scrappy tags. But they're not going to be as thick as my scrappy tags. My scrappy tags are made with like the backs of your paper pads and things like that, and they tend to be pretty thick. So those have their own uses, but these I think will be a little thinner and better for using in journals. Now some of them, the torn papers, I like to just lap over just a little bit. So we're just going to lay that down. And what I do is I take a credit card, an old credit card. Sorry if it's shaking the camera. And I just kind of rub these down into the glue. And again, you're not going to have to worry about, you know, if the glue's going to stick good, because we're going to sew these puppies when we get finished doing this part. Okay. I want kind of a thin. I like this. Yep, I think I'll use that one. Oh, I made a mess with my glue. Here, let's just do this because I'm a little bit of a freak. I can be a freak, but I can, you know, get it all over my fingers, and I'm fine with that. Go figure. Okay, so we're gonna lay him right here like this, and I don't want it to overlap too much. Get a napkin and wipe my messy hands off. And I think we're finished with this glue stick, so let's grab another one. Not so sure about this glue stick. We'll see. We'll see if he works. I'm just going to glue this little edge down right here. Oh, I know what the deal is with this one. It's not colored. It's just a clear glue stick. Okay, and then we got this little scrap right here. That'll kind of fit in this corner up here. So we'll just rub him down. And then, I don't like the way that's laying. So I'm just going to take my credit card and just rip him off. There is no rhyme or reason to this. There is no perfection to this. None of that. It's just playing with your scraps and your old book pages. So get creative and do you. So that's kind of what we have. And then once that dries, we're going to trim it off. Okay? So let me show you some of them that I've got done so far. Okay, so here's one. It was out of an old book page, and I just thought that was real pretty. And I've made some, like some pretty floral books recently, so I thought these would be good as tags in them. And this is the back. And then this one is, you know, it's a smaller size tag, and that's the back. Now, there's one in here that I wanted you to see specifically. Let me see if I can find him. Because some of them, I just want to be able to journal on. So I made one, yeah, this one. And I think he's pretty cool. And so I just put graph paper on the back. So you can journal on that. But it also, it strengthens it. Gives you room to journal. And you have a pretty journal card to put in your books. So, now that we have the glue in done, I'm going to scoot us over to the sewing machine and show y'all what we're going to do next. So, I'm going to pause you and I'll be right back. Okay, so I might have to have you at a little bit of a weird angle for a minute, just so that, you know, I can get to the sewing machine or whatever, but it'll be okay, I think. Alright, so we're going to take this one, and we're just going to do some sewing. So I'm just going to put it in the sewing machine. And I'm doing a zigzag stitch all the way around the edge first. And I might not want to do this, but live and learn. Okay, sorry about that. My camera cut off and I didn't realize it. So now that we've got the zigzag stitches done, we're going to do a little extra. We're going to pick some of these and sew around these with straight lines. And that's why I said I might not have wanted to do the other one. I probably should have done the straight lines first. But we'll see. It should be okay. And I'm not going to sew straight lines around all of them. I'm just going to pick and choose a few just to kind of give it some added interest. Let me see which one else I want to. I think I like him, just simply because he already has kind of a stitch line, because he is a scrap. So we'll just pull him out. Uh-oh, we're a little stuck. But that's okay. And again, like I say, I'm just playing just to see what it's going to do. So that's what it looks like. And then, of course, I'll trim all my strings. But let's try one more. These I made from just some old book page and an old book that I have. And I'll show you. Let me see if I can get it in frame here. This is a big, huge book page that I had. And then this is just some old book pages, like really, really old. This book is from, let's see, I believe it's 1931, but let me just check it. It's called The Dutch Shoe Mystery. And, yeah, copyright 1931. So you can see how old and yellow the pages are. So I just thought they were really cool. So I glued them down on this. and then I cut them out like this, and then I glued my scraps on the back. So they're not too thick, but they're just thick enough to give it a good hold. So we're just going to go in on this one and pick a few to sew around. And of course I lost my thread because I'm on camera and I had that little catch. So let me just thread him up here real quick. Sorry guys. Okay, so we're just going to pick a few of these just to kind of sew around the edges on. This one, I just kind of want to sew around all of the edges. And then we'll pick, I think I want to do this one. So we'll go into that one. And I'm just doing straight stitches on these because I want it to be a different stitch than I'm doing on the outer edge. So basically what we're doing is just kind of highlighting the little square or the little piece of scrap that we've glued on to our book page. Okay, so we'll do that one. And we're just going to snip him off. Let me snip all of these off real quick. And then, are there any more? Yeah, I think I want to do this one. And I'm just doing this just to, number one, just to give it some added interest, but number two, it kind of gives my paper that I've glued on, it's a little more secure now. Okay. And if you wanted to do, you know, like a contrasting color and thread, which I think I probably will on some of them. I just had white thread in my machine when I started the video. So, but it would look good with like a brown or a tan or even a black threading on here. So then I'm just going to go around the edges with a zigzag stitch again like I did the last one. So we're just going to go all the way around. And y'all, I'm not a seamstress. I don't sew straight for nothing. So that's why I really like doing crafts, because it's imperfect. So I don't have to be perfect, and I don't have to sew straight, because if I had to, oh well, I just wouldn't be able to sew. Okay, so on this one, I want to do something a little different. I don't know if you can see this box, but I've got all of these little scraps of fabric here. And I want to add a piece to my tag. So I like this gold. I think it'll show up on there pretty good. So I think I'm just going to use that. And I'm just going to, how do I want to place it? I think I'm just going to place it just like that and wrap it around. So it just has a little something extra on the edge. Because I love having the sewing and the fabric and the paper all mixed together in my projects. To me, that just, you know, I don't know. I just like the combination of all of it. So, let's see what we got. So we have that. Oh, I really like that a lot. And on this back side, you know, it's not that great. But what I want to do on the back side is just take some leftover pieces of this fabric or lace or whatever and just decorate it. So, oh, I don't know. it would be cute to even do like a little pocket out of some extra paper. What do I want to do? Hang on, let me put my brain on. Okay, so I decided that I like this. I like the look of this. Even with the stitching through this, I like the way it looks. And you can decorate it if you want to, or you can not. But I like it, and I think that you can even still journal on this. I'm going to have to try it and see. But there's one more thing that I want to do. So I'm just going to take this little strip of paper here. It just came out of my scraps. I'm going to fold him in half, and he is going to be at the top of our tag. So I think I'm going to do a straight line stitch with that one. Just put it right down in there. And stitch across. Why does my thread keep doing that? Because I'm on camera. That's why. Okay. So then, of course, you would want to cut off all your strings and clean it up a little bit. But I like him. I think he's cute. Y'all excuse my messy table. Can you tell I painted on my table before? So you can do all kinds of things with these tags. You can put fabric on them. You could do what would really be cool. Ooh, let me show you. I was playing around the other day and I did this. Hang on, I'm going to move the camera so that we can be in better light. Okay, you can probably see it better. But the other day I did this, and basically it's fabric and paper. This is fabric, this is paper, paper, fabric. So I did this one, and I just sewed it to, you know, just a piece of cardstock. And once I sewed it, I sewed a zigzag stitch, excuse me, down all of, you know, the lines. And then I sewed a straight stitch around the edge. And then I put it through my embossing folder. And I don't know if you can tell. You can probably tell on this piece right here that it's embossed. Maybe this piece you can tell. But anyways, probably the pieces that don't have as much pattern on them you can tell a little better. Let me see. That one you can tell a little bit. Maybe that one. Oh well. Anyway, you can tell on the back side. And you can tell on the front side when it's not on camera. Camera's just not doing it justice. So, but you can take this and you can glue it onto a journal, like a cover of a journal. Or you can glue it onto, like I could take this and glue it down here. And then you would have this front side that is, you know, the quilt. And then you would have the tag out of the old book page. So, excuse me. There is so much stuff that you can do with your scraps. Just get creative and don't be afraid to play with them. You know, don't be afraid to try something new. You can't mess it up. And if you do mess it up, well, just, you know, do it again. So, anyways, I just kind of wanted to share my little project that I'm playing on today. So, hopefully, you guys can get some inspiration out of it. Here's another one that I did. Here's a tag that I did. And I'm going to put some washi tape on this just to give it a little something on this side. Here's another one. You know, but they're really cool and they're really fun. And then when I need tags and stuff to put in my books, then I have them ready. So anyways, if you liked my video, hit the like button. If you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And thanks for watching, you guys. I hope y'all have a great day, and I hope you play and have fun.